What's doing, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. For my return viewers, thank you for coming back. And for those that have never been here before, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Check out all the videos that I have. For those of you that have never been here, I served 17 years in the New York prison system, most of them in maximum security prisons. And what this channel is about is several different things. I'll get to the main thing last. I discuss the prison system. I discuss how it works. I discuss what it's like to be in the prison system mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I follow some criminal cases and I tell some stories about my crazy past. But the main goal of this channel is to persuade the youth from living a negative life, to persuade the youth from living an addicted life, to persuade the youth and young adults from making incorrect, negative choices and decisions that can lead to the life of pain that I lived. Even when I tell some of my crazy stories, I always try to have a positive lesson at the end of that story, to live with self-discipline, to live with proper morals and values. Right. And so when I was in the prison system, I constructed a program where I can address youth upon my release on how to live the right way. Those of you that follow this channel know that several months ago I was trying to get back into that, because when I came home, I was speaking inside of high schools, detention centers, rehabs, group homes, and I love it. It's my passion. But the problem was that it wasn't financially allowing me to sustain myself. And so I ended up going in another direction, which I probably shouldn't have, because you should do what you love. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. And so I spent many years involved in another business. But as I said, for those of you that have been here recently, had a lot of turmoil in my life, unfortunately. My marriage came to an end, and I lost my employment and my residence at the same time. And so over the last few months, or last month or so, I've been trying to put my life back together. And I just found an apartment for myself. I'm still searching for secure employment. But what I did miss is speaking to the youth. What I did miss is trying to make a difference. And what I want to do to you right now is read something to you. I had a pamphlet created. For those of you that follow the channel or that have never been here before, I have a PayPal link on my channel where you can donate to my cause. I appreciate those of you that have, and I ask if you have not, it would be very welcomed. I had a pamphlet created, and in this pamphlet right here, I'm going to read it to you so you understand what my objective is, and then I'll speak to you right after I read it. So please bear with me and let me know what you think about the writing. This pamphlet is going to be mailed to high schools, detention centers, rehabilitation hospitals, group homes, and things of the sort, to try and get into those establishments, get into those institutions, and preach to the youth about living the right way. So let me read it to you. You guys let me know what you think. Intervention leads to prevention. The enormous number of youth and adults entering the prison system throughout this country is a tremendous problem which must be addressed. This pamphlet you hold is about saving the lives of today's youth and young adults, be they delinquents who show signs of antisocial behavior or non-delinquents. I address the major issues causing problems: peer pressure, drug use and addiction, violence, bullying, goal setting, educational thinking, morals, and motivation. As I take the stage, my topics vary depending upon the age and issues of my target audience. After spending 17 years of my own life in prison, my desire is to direct and educate others from high schools, juvenile detention centers, rehabilitation hospitals, group homes, jails, and prisons. I am also experienced in addressing criminal justice students, guiding them through a detailed journey of my high-profile criminal case. As of 2025, I have counseled, directed, and motivated some 30,000 at-risk youth. My entire life is dedicated to making a difference. When you talk about saving the youth, it's a dream. When you plan to save the youth, it becomes possible. And when you bring in Joseph, it can become reality. Joseph spent the majority of his life in and out of detention centers because of his drug addiction and lack of self control. He spent his younger life as a criminal, street thug, drug dealer, and addict. Not knowing how to respond to the world around him, he found himself in one dark place after another. At the age of 24, he pled guilty to the charge of manslaughter and would spend 17 years in hardcore prisons such as Sing Sing and Attica. As the majority of troubled youth pay little or no attention to their parents, teachers, or role models, they sit in silence, captivated by Joseph's rare and unique aura. Joseph's passion and impact has been witnessed and felt by visitors from the New York Military Academy, Columbia students of law, and dignitaries from the United States government. Once Joseph discovered he could successfully inspire, he designed this program to save lives. This is no game. It is not make believe. The experience and lessons are not from a textbook or classroom. Everything is real. The youth and young adults realize what's at stake. He helps them think about their consequences, and most of all, he helps them realize that the choice is theirs. Joseph will address that stinking thinking in their brains because the way you think controls the way you feel, and the way you feel controls the way you behave and act. And for those that don't think being sent to prison can happen to them, Joseph is the son of a police lieutenant, the grandson of a police commissioner, and the grandson of a police matron. The best way to help others avoid a life of pain is to hear from someone who's been there and has now returned from the grave to make a difference. Joseph may be the most powerful person you will ever encounter. So powerful, every adult present will even examine their own lives when Joseph exits the building. So I had this, I hope you enjoyed that. I had this pamphlet printed. I had a little stack of them. I'm using some finances to get more of them printed. And then I'm going onto the computer and I'm going to the high schools, detention centers, rehabs, and I'm going to send them to the tri state area. I've already sent a couple yesterday, last night. I contacted a few high schools, and I'm going to take my manual and this pamphlet and get it into their hands. I have a website being created right now, and once the website is done, hopefully this really takes off. And let me tell you the reason why I really want to do this. What I try and teach people is that when there is something in your life, in my life, and in everyone's life, there is something that you love so much that you would do it for free every day. Some of you may know what that answer is. Others may have to sit down and search within themselves to find that answer, to find the answer of what do you love so much that you would do it for free every day. If you come up with that answer and then find a way to get paid to do what it is that you love, you will start to experience inner peace. You will start to experience true happiness. And that's what I have to do. That's because I'm in my 50s. I should have stayed focused on this, but I was redirected in life and I did have other obligations. But now that I'm in this situation in my life, it's time for me to focus on saving the youth again as best as I can. I am going to have to, I mean, listen, I would speak voluntarily in all those institutions because it's something that I would do for free every day. I love trying to make a difference in the life of today's youth and young adults. If I could help them avoid the drama, the pain, the loss, the crushing spiritual feeling that you feel when you're incarcerated, I don't want anyone to go through that. And so I would stand on those stages for free, but I'd like to find a way to get paid for doing what I love. In the meantime, I am going to have to continue to search for employment because I have to sustain myself, of course, but I'm going to work on this right here. I'm going to work on this as hard and as best as I can. And as I said, for those of you that would like to assist, you can go to the PayPal account and help assist me in this journey. I will use the funds to make more pamphlets, to have the website designed, and hopefully travel to institutions. And I will keep you updated on it. I'm going to let you know who responds to me. I'm going to let you know if I get any gigs. I'm still working on going to speak in Rikers Island. They've been very hesitant in making the decision to allow me to speak. They responded to me me, told me that they would possibly invite me in. I supplied them with all the information, but Rikers Island is a separate entity in and of itself. So hopefully I get through to the right person there, and that continues to happen. I don't know if this will be successful or not. I don't know if I will be successful at this or not, but I want to be able to lay down at the end of the night and say, I gave it my best shot. I want to be able to put my head on the pillow and say, I tried my hardest, because I am comfortable on stage talking to the kids. And unfortunately, we live in a world today where people are misdirected. People are living without proper morals and values. People are committing acts out in society that in my time, I just say when I grew up, people were more considerate, and so hopefully I can bring light and awareness to the youth and young adults on the proper way to live, and the fact that we're all supposed to take care of one another, that we're all supposed to look out for one another, and they shouldn't be running around the streets causing chaos. So that's my goal. That's what I'm going to work on. I hope you individuals yourself, like, listen, I know someone, to give you an example, I know someone who's making almost 200,000 a year right now. They have a real decent job in investment banking, but they're actually really miserable in their life for making 200 grand a year. And the reason they're miserable is they're not interested in their work. They find their work boring. They actually hate their work, and they're stuck doing it 60, 65 hours a week. Right? They're working over 10-hour days, 6 days a week. Even when they're off of work and they get back home, they have to stay on the computer and continue doing work at home. Right. And so they have no home life with their spouse. They have no home life with their children. And it's become miserable to them. Their existence has become miserable because they made money the priority. Right. If this person would just do what they love, right, and they would experience that peace. They may take a little cut in salary, right, which is hard to do these days, but is it worth it or not? We're only here one time and one time only. Do you want to have that one life being stressed out and chasing something forever and ever and ever? There's an old saying, you never saw a U-Haul behind a hearse. You know what a hearse is? The hearse is where your coffin goes, in the back of the hearse when you're going to the cemetery. Did you ever see a hearse towing a U-Haul with everybody's property, with everybody's money? You can't take it with you. You never saw a U-Haul behind a hearse. Everything gets left behind. In this world, try and concentrate on doing what you love, especially if you're a youngster, especially if you're a teenager and you have your whole life ahead of you. Find something that you love and go after it with everything that you have, and don't give up. And it's going to be difficult. I didn't say it would be easy. There will be walls and obstacles in front of you. And if you can't find a way over it, then you go under it. If you can't go under it, you go around it. If you can't go around it, then you run right through it at 1,000 miles an hour and smash the wall down and continue to go after what it is you have to go after. Life is difficult. It's a great truth. It's one of the greatest truths. Don't ever forget that. Life is a series of problems, and you can either moan about them or you can solve them. Okay? And a lot of people don't solve them. A lot of people try to skirt around the problem. A lot of people try to avoid the problem. And when you avoid a problem, you know what you avoid? You avoid growth, because you should attack the problem. You should go after the problem with everything you have. But as I said, a lot of people try and skirt around it. They turn to drugs. They act out sexually. They do anything to avoid the problem and the pain involved with going after the dream. And what you have to do is attack the dream and knock the barriers and walls down. And it becomes easier and easier. I'm not here to preach to you today. I'm just here to talk to you and tell you that I want all of you to live a more peaceful life, a more caring life, a more loving life. So I hope you decide to help me on my journey, and I'm here for you to talk in the comment section. I love the conversation, to participate it. We could all help each other. I appreciate you that have been here for me, and hopefully I can be there for you as well. But now I'm really going to try and work on this mission as I continue to do my videos, as I continue to search for work, as I continue to try and progress and move forward. Some days are worse than others. We know this. We have to get through the bad ones because the sun will come up. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Check out many of my videos. And don't get me wrong, I still got more knockout stories coming for you because I was a good knockout artist. And they're fun to tell. Doesn't mean we should participate in that behavior. For my viewers and for those watching, you should be intelligent enough to know that when I tell those wild and crazy stories, I'm telling stories from the past and always putting a lesson behind them. That even though those stories may be exciting, even though they may be an adrenaline rush, even though they were wild, they caused a lot of pain. I have a saying: dares, thrills, stupidity, intense aggression, high pain tolerance, whatever it was, I was born with it. Over the years, it brought me indescribable joy and unbearable pain. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoy the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Take care.